but like that's not even like a joke. He does. He has the power of 1,000 exploding suns. So like they go, Sentry, you got to stop this Hulk guy. He's fucking tearing up New York. And Sentry's like, I don't know, because I got the power of 1,000 fucking suns. And they're like, fucking do it. So he's like, okay. So he goes over there and fucking Hulk kicks the shit out of the Sentry, and you're like, fuck yeah. And so like Manhattan is just fucking dead. Like, and so like
it's leveled.
They finally like managed to talk Hulk down, and so they put him away in like this lab. And then next issue, New York's fine. I'm like, fuck you.
They do actually. They explain that in some of the other comics, not for that specific event. They have what the hell is that group called? Damage Control.
Yeah, there's Damage Control. But dude, it took us.
No, I know.
It took us like what, 5 years to clean up the World Trade Center? Fucking Manhattan is gone. The fucking Hulk suplexed Brooklyn.
My two problems with that were well, I can see Damage Control taking care of some of that because they do have the equivalent of like a less powerful Molecule Man working for them. So it's like, you there, reconstitute things, make buildings.
The Hulk literally power-bombed Iron Man through Stark Tower.
Oh yeah.
It was fucking awesome, but I'm like, you don't fix that.
See, what I didn't get, though, is why they brought in Strange. I know he was part of the Illuminati, which was such a bad idea, but I don't get why you would bring in Strange for most things. Doctor Strange isn't someone you bring in for almost any event.
Well, they didn't. They didn't want to bring Strange in. In fact, Strange was like, I don't want to get involved. I can't. You know, and they're like, please, and he's like, okay. But like,
and then when he gets involved, Hulk crushed his astral projection. He crushed the hands of his astral projection somehow. And all I can think of is, you know, I remember once upon a time you could look at someone and banish them to another dimension. I remember when you thought...
They bring that up. Iron Man comes to him and he's like, look, Hulk is going to fucking crush New York. Can't you, like, send him to another dimension? And this is actually a scene that happens. And Doctor Strange is like, yes, I could, but I won't. And they're like, why not? He's like, look, this is our problem. We did this. It's our fault. I'm not going to send the fucking Hulk to another dimension because they're just going to smash that dimension. He's just going to fuck other people up. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to have that on my hands. So it was actually.
I wouldn't be surprised that if they did that, they pulled a Superboy Prime where he punched reality back to Manhattan, clawing his way through the ethereal veil that divided dimensions. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
But that's the thing. Strange could just be like, "Oh God, the Hulk is coming. Crimson Bands of Sidorak. Sit and stay.
No, the thing
relax.
Is that he was so super fucking pissed he'd have broken that.
Yeah, Hulk is muscles, everything.
Well, then chuck him into that one dimension where kinetic energy becomes sound. It popped up once.
I don't know.
It's like, hey Hulk, we need you to calm down, Chunk. Wow, that is a really pretty symphony. My God, wow. Can we leave him in there for a little while and record some of this?
I don't know. It's just I remember one of the best parts was they know Hulk is coming and they know they're trying to get people together to stop him, right? And so Ghost Rider pulls up on his fucking bike and they're like, Ghost Rider, you gotta help us. And Ghost Rider's like, no. And they're like, what? Why? And he's like, I only protect the innocent. And he drives off, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Nice. So for the most part, are we all set for game then?
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking comics.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No.
Come on. If it wouldn't be a game session if you didn't lose half an hour to discussion of comics, movies, or anything else like that.
I'm kind of glad that this isn't a superhero game because we would be dead in the water now. We wouldn't get anywhere.
Tiny bit.
I'd love to run a Supers game. I've been ever since I watched Avengers over the summer. I'm like, you know what? I got the urge to run a Supers game now, but you know,
you mean Mutants and Masterminds?
Mutants and Masterminds. I know anything that's point based. I'm not that keen on. Who's getting the feedback?
Might be worth looking into after a few weeks of consecutive Hackmaster. We might want to switch things up.
We'll see what everybody else wants.
I thought another comic I liked. I like GCPD. I did like that. The Gotham City Police one.
Oh yeah.
Where it's basically like the Gotham City. You know how they're like GCPD is like it's just like the people Joker fucking pushes over when he's doing stuff, and then Batman has to come in. So it's basically like what the Gotham police do while Gotham Central, that's what it's called. It's like what the Gotham police do while, Batman is doing this shit. And so, like, basically they're kind of stuck cleaning up, like, the lesser Batman villains and stuff like that. And so there's this one point, I forget what villain it is, but it's like they finally have a chance to, like, catch the Riddler or something like that. And so, like, it's this really, it actually has some drama to it, because you're like, these guys are not, like, they don't have superhero invulnerability, they don't have plot invulnerability. You've got these cops who legit could die. So I like, was it Firefly? Yeah, it was. Okay.
The chat room was correcting you?
No, I like it. That's why I like the chat room. It's why I want to do Counter Monkey. I think Counter Monkey would be so much better if I did it in front of a live audience. So that's why next time I do, like, a Counter Monkey at a convention, I'm going to tape it, because I like having the playback from the audience so they can correct me when I remember something wrong, which is often.
Yeah.
No, it's often. I mean, I fuck things up all the time, and so my memory's bad. So I would like people to shout out, like, it's not Dormammu, and I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what? I find myself doing that when I'm watching your Counter Monkey videos, but I'm sitting in the kitchen watching
Yeah,
it.
because the Dormouse. I
effective.
fucked up that entire story by saying it was the Dormouse who kicked the shit out of me, and so, like.
Oh, come on, you did not.
I did.
Honestly,
I was like, it was the fucking March Hare, and I'm like, okay.
But the spirit of the story is there, and even if it wasn't the Dormouse that kicked your ass, and it was what, the rabbit, the hare, it was still a very entertaining story. Just to imagine your character getting his ass kicked by a 6-foot-tall rabbit or a 4-foot-tall Dormouse.
The dude, he fucking like power slammed me through the tea party table. But I won. That motherfucker was a level 20 monk, and I beat him because I'm the best in the world. Okay, I had to get a cure moderate wounds, but I still whooped his ass.
Awesome.
Okay. So, anyway, I was going to bring you up to speed on what happened in the last game. During the first game session, you guys kind of met together. You met up with Isvan, the merchant. He put you on the canoe, sent you up the river. I provided a list of kind of the trade goods that were available, that everybody had, that were in the boat. That's actually in the thread that I have over in the back room on the forums. Now, beyond that, you sailed upriver. You got to the, you encountered the guys who were looking to, demand a toll. Managed to fast talk your way out of it, and arrived in the town of Bira. And once you got to Bira, that's when we parted ways. When the next game session picked up, going to the inn there. Because your character wasn't there, you weren't there. They left your character to guard the boat and brought everybody else with them, or actually left your character and Kalipe, the chubby little halfling there.
Oh Hello. God, that guy who's like matter eater lad.
Yeah, pretty much him. So the two of you guys were staying back to guard the boat, and because I don't think Ark was there for most of the game. So you went. So in the tavern, they did a little deal, wheeling and dealing, trying to trade goods for a place to sleep and something to eat. And Davros, our little horny little halfling, who is ironically on the board listed as gnome.
Oh yeah.
I still find it funny.
How do you highlight him? Like when you how do you get the arrow on screen again?
Oh, hold spacebar, I think.
Spacebar?
Yeah, it's space.
Yeah, there he is. Okay. There he is. Okay. Oh, so thank you for making the gnome freaking huge. That would make sense, and I don't know what he's doing with his hands. He's playing with his ball. Let's not go there.
How you spell your name? Davros? Davros?
Yeah. Okay. That's how I was spelling it. So anyway, he put the moves on, got a little slick with the one of the barmaids, and actually successfully managed to impress her with his talents. And while we didn't play it out,
Thank God.
He did succeed in seducing her, but she passed along information to him. Yeah, she loved the pointy hat. Yeah, the pointy hat was a subject of much humor for the night. For the pointy hat. Yeah. What she informed him of was that the men on the river, they claim to be Gothar's men. Gothar, Gothar being the local warlord. Unfortunately, the territory that you're in actually still belongs to Thelka, who rules Ardar Nor, the city you just left. And so what she explains is that these are bandits operating outside of, they claim to be working for another the local warlord, but there's no official sanction there. They've been extorting passersby, and they're in on it with the innkeeper as well as the dockmaster. And with that in mind, she points out that they'll probably be sending a number of bandits there to rob them at night. The innkeeper will let them in quietly through the back door to let them up into the tavern, into the upper floors where you guys were sleeping. And forewarned is forearmed, and the fight ensued, and you guys were able to actually quite handily defeat them. I think only one guy died in the whole fight, just because he was brought down below 0 and he bled out. But otherwise, he captured the rest of them. And at that point, you realized, okay, they're going for the boat next. And you circled around, Flowers woke up, Calippe woke up, as the rest of the group kind of came up behind the bandits who were sneaking up and launched their own ambush. And it was just a bloodbath. I mean, it was just... That was where the cleric hit them from one of the guys behind and... like Ethan said, took the top of his head off from just above the nose with one shot of his sword. We had an RS, the Elven Mage, didn't drop him, but hit the bandit leader with a single arrow so hard that it would unaided, it would take him about a year to recover from the single injury. Davros launched a slingstone, got a critical, crippled one guy's shoulder, and it just, it went on from there. It was a mess. But at the end of it, you managed to one guy was dead out of the 6. You captured the rest of them, including the leader, who was in such bad shape that, there's, more or less no chance of him surviving. And the conversation kind of after that turned, well, what do we do next with him? Well, you managed to capture and hold on to the dockmaster and the innkeeper, and then go after the bandits' camp. And then on the way so you got to the camp. Walrus, get off the keyboard, cat. Sorry, guys. So yeah, at the camp, you were able to find there was a group of bandits waiting for their buddies to return, and you just laid into them. I don't think any of them actually managed to draw a weapon efficiently. One guy got shot in the eye with an arrow. We had one guy shot through the leg with an arrow. They were pelted with slingstones, and when they saw the one guy go down with the painful wound, the rest of them just threw down their swords and said, "Fuck it, we give up." So, despite the name of Hackmaster, you guys made it through 3 battles, killed 2 people out of 19, and captured a large number of wanted men, which raised the question. Named a few too. Oh yeah. Which raised the question of what to do with them. Now, Rythok, the cleric of the True, is he's the lawman. He's the one who understands law. His god is the god of law and justice. And he hit upon. I mean, there's a few things. Different lands have different laws, but one thing's universal is that bandits must die. In particular, the bandit leader. I mean, he's so close to death, I mean, you could just sneeze on him, right, and he'll drop dead. At this point, it would be a mercy killing. The question then becomes what to do with the others. You've got, I believe it's, 16 bandits. About, I'd say, half of them are uninjured. You've got the innkeeper, you've got the dockmaster, who are complicit in all this as well. So the question then becomes what to do with them. And a number of ideas were bandied about. You had the idea of enslaving them. I mean, there's yeah, exactly. Labor to row the boats came up a lot. You've got porters, you've got rowers to move the boat upstream if you need it. when you get the boat off, into the rapids, or you need to portage, you've got labor there. So the precedent is there for lesser bandits to be enslaved or crippled and turned loose.
The question is, and I forgot to ask this last. Let's say, first off, how many bandits can we take to help row and carry?
You could probably fit another 8 of them in the boat, but the question with that then
I'd only
becomes...
take 4, personally.
Yeah.
My concern is food, like feeding them.
Yeah. The other thing is guarding them at night. I mean,
That's true.
you're going to leave them to watch your back when you sleep?
Can't we just turn them over to local authorities?
Oh yeah,
That
we
was
can.
just it. That was just it, actually, and that was one of the things that Rythok had brought up, is that the local... right now, in the town that you're in Bura, he represents the highest authority of the law. However, Mike hit upon the idea here, he just brought it up here, of handing them over to the lord they pretended to be working for. So Gothar, further upriver, you'll get into his territory about 20 miles from here, and you could turn them over there and let them deal with them.
Sounds fine to me.
Actually, I kind of like that. They were pretending to be working for him.
Right.
So one would reasonably assume, if this man is at all reasonable, that he would be grateful for taking care of the imposters, as well as having some foot stands and a bit of his own slave labor to take care of. Might put him in a semblance of debt to us, or at least have him grateful.
Must interrupt quickly. I can hear somebody breathing pretty loudly. I don't know who.
I'll stop.
Stop breathing. At once. I've killed our DM.
I'm asthmatic. I can't
Oh,
stop.
it's okay then. Don't worry about it.
No, actually, I don't think it's me making the breathing noises anyway.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Continue. I'm
We're
sorry.
all just listening quietly for him.
we're waiting
We're
to
all
see who's the
self-conscious
breather.
now. Shit.
I'm afraid that it might be me, because I do have a very good headset. It's Turtle Beach, like $70 headset, so the microphone is pretty good.
Well,
and
just
it does pick up
what you
some.
do is you back it off your mouth, like either lower it or even raise it to where your nose is. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of moved
Then
away.
we'll hear it whistling through the nose hairs, man.
Oh, I don't whistle. Okay. Anyways,
So, okay, where am I going here? All right. So yeah, if you wait out the rest of the night, you wait out the rest of the night and can head out the next day up the river to the next town on the route. And where have I got it here?
Was the bandit leader in immediate danger of dying potentially, or just?
Well, after we let Kalipe use a little bit of first aid on him.
Wasn't he the one that got knocked back like 10 feet? With
5 feet by one arrow, yeah. And it like lodged and like it splintered in all of his organs.
yeah, so that man has a very little chance of even surviving without us, aiding his... Like you said, it'll be a mercy killing for him. That man wouldn't...
He's not going to make it.
Well,
The other
I
thing
can
is,
try some stuff. I do know medicine.
Yeah, you also have 3 clerics who can cast healing spells. But at the same point, I was going to say the other problem is, from the party, two characters took hit damage. Now, I mentioned to Mike on the forums that his character has luck points, and I should have brought them up because you can use them to avoid damage. And it really was, I should have reminded him, he took 4 points of damage. I'm like, you know what? Feel free to take 3 luck points off your character sheet for that, and so that you only took 1 point of damage, and then the first aid that somebody uses at that point would heal them up to full.
That'd be the same for me, right? Because I also took 4.
Yeah, but you don't have luck.
Oh, I don't? Oh.
No, the other thing is, unfortunately, I double-checked the Barbarian's magic superstition. Yeah. You're not going to let cleric touch you unless they're of your god.
Okay, that's it. I thought they were okay with holy magic. Okay.
How many clerics of the Battle Rager are we going to find in this land? Let's count.
Let's see. It's the most popular god among the Folky in the Wildlands.
Really?
Not that hard to find.
Oh, it just seems like, due to his nature as a battle rager, you're going to find, a lot more guys like Caleb around who just kind of want to, worship him for the blood.
Okay, well, let me try first. If it's within an hour, I can try first aid. So who was hurt?
Well, we already did the first aid.
Okay.
We brought him up to 3 hit points.
Okay.
But after that, he's got to spend either heal it naturally, or you wait until he's asleep and heal him and go in the morning. You pat him on the shoulder, going, "Wow, you heal fast. You're that tough," and then snicker at him behind his back.
Okay.
Well, if he's suffering somewhat, then I'd probably want to heal him.
Well, let's see. It's right now. I took first aid for 3 points of damage, and I won't let you touch me. So, would like you said that they heal after no types of strenuous activity. So, would rowing the boat be considered?
Yes.
Oh yeah, very strenuous. You ever rowed for a day out on the rivers and lakes?
So the thing is he too stubborn to allow such a thing as a 3 hit point wound? Because even though the healing rules in this are a little bit normalized, which we expect, he does have a very good pool of health.
Yeah, he's not worried about a 3 hit point wound.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be stubborn and bullheaded, not let the cleric go anywhere near him. And
unless it was a mortal wound, I don't see him breaking his rule.
Yeah. The other thing too is there's always the possibility of converting this poor bastard. If you're traveling with 3 different clerics along the way.
You're a cleric.
You're traveling for along the river for these days with these guys. I mean, they're going to be they're selling. You're not buying, but they're selling.
I was actually worried about the bandit leader because it sounded like he got fucked up.
No, he
didn't value my party at all.
Let me have a crack at him. I want to use the skill.
They already used first aid on him, but at the same point...
But I have magic.
Okay, you said that if he can convert me over to his god, he can. I'll let him heal me.
This is going to be good because he'll be like, "Why don't you join the lawgiver?" You make a good point.
Because it's your choice. You can make it a contest of wills, just a basic contested roll.
I would honestly have to let it play out because, frankly, I don't know how much you would go for it, considering it's a lawful good religion and your character automatically has to be chaotic.
Yep.
You'd be more likely to buddy up with I'm sorry to say, with Davros there, and let him teach you the way of the road.
Oh, he is a good role model.
I don't think you're easily getting around this, unless maybe that you can get over and use potions, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can use potions, absolutely. They're not that common. But the other thing is, like I said, wait until he's asleep, hold him down, restrain the bastard.
Wouldn't he kill you?
Well, here's the thing. Let's say you hit him for a threshold of pain, right? He's laying on the ground, writhing and gasping in pain as somebody has just done a massive wound to him. You're like, you know what? You can't fight back. I'm casting cure injury.
He would still kill you.
Oh yeah, he'd come back from this and bitch slap you. He might not kill you, but he'd humiliate you and bitch slap you around. The other problem I was going to point out is if there's going to be a cleric of the Battle Rager somewhere along the way that he would let touch him, it would have to be an NPC because they're not written up yet. In the current Hackmaster rules, I'd have to kind of adapt them from what I already have with the 3.5 stuff.
All right. Well, at this point, there's not much you can really do. I mean, we're just starting off the day. Like I said, it's not going to heal, but I'm not going to tear up any new wounds by rowing the boat.
The other thing is you can do extended care with first aid, which makes you heal faster. So.
Yeah.
But if you're still being too strenuous, you can't heal.
Well, he can lay back. There's like 6 of us.
Well, the problem is, due to his background, upbringing, and his very nature of a natural leader, he's not going to want to appear weak.
Okay, well, whatever. We made our choice. There's no use bitching about it.
At the same
We'll
point,
bluff checks to pretend that we're not thinking he's weak.
well, here's the other thing: is he's got like over 30 hit points.
I'm at like 34 of 37. I checked.
Yeah, so you know what? He's not in any immediate danger of dying. I mean, the rest of you will drop dead of your injuries before he will. Even with this little knife wound in his guts. I mean, it's not, and like you said, it's not going to get worse.
I'm not too worried about the big guy.
Just one more little point to address before we start. I'm strong as hell, but I could hit the broadside of a barn with my weapons both. So, how would I go about remedying the fact that I can't hit anything?
Two things. One is you increase your specialization in the weapons. Two, as you go up in level, automatically your combat stats increase.
Okay.
Attack and speed, for instance, will automatically increase as you as you go up in levels.
Okay. All right. Well,
the other thing is, like I said, now you can take specialization. Once you go past +1 in a weapon, it becomes more expensive.
Yep.
But that being said, who's moving around? Who do we got there?
That's my new.
That's Flowers. Okay, that's the new you.
New character icon for you?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I like that.
I think it's a little clearer. I like seeing the other guy was good, but I couldn't make him out.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and you made your own token.
Yeah. Actually, go here. There's a bunch of really good miniatures here, especially for monsters. So, UV, if you want monsters, check out the fantasy miniatures link on the left. But that's a good site for portraits and things.
Shadows.
Also, who's playing Rathok again? I'm still learning.
That's Ben. He's not here tonight. Yeah, his family hijacked him.
Oh, okay. I actually have a token for Ben. Oh, yeah, I've had Conan.
Yeah, I do remember Conan.
All right, but yeah, here's Ben's chosen icon for him.
Let's see.
Is that Lulu? She has massive.
Yeah, that is.
Okay. Well, let me get rid of this guy here.
Yeah.
And I'll delete him.
Because that's the he sent me a link to a picture and I made a token for him.
Okay. Let me make sure we got Rythok Knight of the True. God damn.
Oreo wants to play.
I'm glad my puppy is nice and complacent. He's just happy enough to lay at Hadley's feet for the night.
Yeah, I think my puppy is taking up a good chunk of the living room. My puppy is 85 pounds.
Mine is just kind of looking at me.
So I'm assuming the consensus then is that you're going to take the bandits that can walk and march them up to the next town up the river.
We're not going to take any of them with us?
Well, that's what I meant. Well, not on the boat. I mean, you can take them on the boat and make them row for you.
Yeah, I'd like to take at least 2. Because I'm not rowing.
Well, I got the chance. I'm not going to row either. Because slaves. But as soon as it comes to rowing in front of you guys, I'm doing it.
And if any of us get injured, we're not going to want to row. So being able to have 2 or 3 guys who can take our places to row the boat for us.
Okay. So as you're about to leave, again, are you taking the... Oh, good to know. I was going to ask, are you taking the innkeeper and the dockmaster with you as accomplices to this?
I think so.
The bandit leader...
I thought we were.
Okay, now the bandit leader...
We could let the bandit leader live. Because what's he going to do?
He's going to die.
He's already been... I mean, his sentence automatically, there's no question about it. That he is guilty of banditry, of leading men into banditry, and he should be hung. Different communities have different standards, but the expectation is that he should be executed in a very public fashion.
Yep. And honestly, it'd be cruel to let him live, like downright inhumane, to let him live with such a wound.
I think
Obviously not to make that.
it'll be good after like a couple
months.
That if he's like screwed up, I should probably heal him because I probably feel kind of bad about this. As a cleric of the caregiver, I give the cares.
Yeah, I'd vote to bring him to town. I mean, is it really that much of a hassle to do so? Just
Not really.
Yeah, so let's just do it.
You just throw them in the boat. You can roll them up. You might not have enough room for all the ex-bandits, but you can kind of string them along the shoreline with you.
Yeah, so
Make them walk through the shallows.
That's fine. I don't see the problem here because, like, if it was him or us, then yeah. But this is just let's rope him up and drag him along, stabilize him, and let's go.
All right.
I say we keep one of these guys in the town alive.
Why?
Bandit 5 or something. So they know what happens.
Oh, to tell them what happened?
No.